and welcome back to another episode of Genshin Impact. So, as you remember from the last video, we were helping Yelan. Uh, yeah, we were helping Yelan, trying to interview three people to become Tianshuan, but it seems that now we have two people that have been discarded. But I it is being abundantly clear that Yelan wants to keep that position for herself too, to be the one that is the Tianshuan, I believe, because she did say that she wanted to become it, but for some odd reason, uh, I mean, the third person, Shuawei, seems like decent and good guy, you could say. He did give some of the best. Well, he did give the best manifesto. With did gave him the best. Well, he did give the best answers to our questions and had like a very good way to interact with people. Besides his confidence, but it seems that for some odd reason, Yelan's still not convinced. And also, we all know why. She wants to be also the Tianchuan there. Being able to be part of the cheesing will be an excellent thing for her, But, and now we are looking for clues about Huawei in order to, like, make, like, make a bad impression of him or something. I don't know, but it's complicated because I mean, we already have our best and suitable candidate, but it seems that they don't want Yelan doesn't want that to be happening. So we're looking for clues.
Hey, it's you guys! Wait, what's the phrase? Oh yeah, honored to meet you. What brings you to me?
The truth is, we are but newcomers to this territory. We heard tell of a great martial artist, Master Dugu, who knows everything there is to know. Hence, we sought you out to ask for your guidance.
Really? People said I know everything there is to know?
But of course, we also heard that Master Dugu is a kind and virtuous swordsman who never turns away anyone who comes with questions.
Great! So what do you wish to know? Nothing happens on this street that I don't know about.
Now she's lying to a kid.
You know how it is in order to get information. I guess it's a white lie, but it seems to have made his day. But I guess it's yeah. Even though it's a lie, I think that it made his day for some reason.
So, Master Dugu, have you heard of one by the name of Zhiyi?
Sure have. You mean that guy that all the grown-ups are talking about these days? I've heard many tales of Zhyi. For example, I can't remember. Probably because it's nothing that important. I prefer stories about sword-fighting heroes.
Oh, I can completely understand that. Then let me ask you this. Do you remember roughly when the grown-ups started talking about Zhiyi?
Oh yeah, I know that. It was about 2 or 3 months ago. Before that, people always used to talk about Zhyi in a kind of nasty tone of voice. But 2 or 3 months ago, suddenly everyone started to like him. Sometimes he gives me candies, so I'm glad that people are starting to like him now.
Just as I thought.
Huh? What do you mean?
I mean, just as I thought, Master Dugu is indeed as kind and virtuous as the legends claim.
I'm not that great. Oh yeah, one other thing. These days, there's a lot of people I've never seen before talking about Zhyi stories in the street. They seem like nice people.
Oh, definitely.
Great! So next time I see them, I'll say hi. And I guess I can share some of my candies with them too.
Certainly. You can also tell my friend in Yenshang Tea House about what they're up to. I'm sure my friend would also like to say hi to them.
Thank
You're welcome. Well then, fare thee well, Master Dugu.
Until we meet again.
Any of that sound strange to you?
Okay, yes, I heard it. Okay, I'm completely lost right now. Yes, it seems that people didn't like him before, but after pulling some strings, it seems that over time they started to talk good things about him. That's weird.
Strange? What was strange about it? Zhiyi seems to have a great reputation. Uncle Soon and Uncle Gao spoke highly of him, and Dugu Shuo seems to like him too.
True, but the issue is, where did his sudden celebrity come from? It almost seems too good to be true.
That's true. If it was like, um, if it was like very well known, like for a long time, all his they would, even though they didn't know too much about him, they would still talk like good things from a very long time, and it seems that people started to talk about him in a good way, like in a short period of time.
Sudden? Too good to be true? What do you mean?
So he returns cruelty with kindness and had to work to support his studies. These are the kinds of things that make someone well known in their hometown. But Uncle Soon said even his friends who travel far and wide hear about him wherever they go. That's a little over the top, if you ask me.
That's true.
Do you remember what Dugu Shuo said about Zhiyi's stories? Clearly, they left him with a good impression of the guy. But beyond that, he wasn't interested in the details. That's the reaction I would expect from any normal person. Plus, there's the fact that all this praise of Zhiyi has only been happening within the last 2 or 3 months. His childhood, his studies, the thing with his neighbor, none of these are recent events. So why are these stories only going around now?
Obviously, he must be planning something, or something just came up from out of nowhere, and that's it. But yeah, now that they mention it, or Yelan, I should say, it is weird that just all of a sudden, from 2 or 3 months, that may have happened in the game, and they started to talk good from that guy. So who knows what's blowing there? So I guess we'll have to find out.
When you put it like that, it is kinda strange.
Of course, if that's all there was to it, I wouldn't look into it any further. Zhiyi was born into a poor family. Paying people to get his stories out there is within the rules of the game as far as I'm concerned. The problem is, do you remember what Uncle Gao said about him? He's stayed poor his whole life. Everything he's earned he's either spent on studying, traveling, or paying off debts. I don't think he has the mora to pay for a publicity campaign.
That's true. So someone's must help him. I mean, someone is helping him, or maybe he's working with someone. Mm, maybe he's working with someone, given the fact that it is some sort of campaign or something. Who knows?
Right. And that changes everything. It can mean a powerful faction is trying to gain influence over the Liu Xixing. That's the worst case scenario. But all too often, the most pessimistic speculation turns out to be closest to the truth.
Someone's trying to gain influence over the Qixing? That sounds serious. What should we do? Even if we asked Zhiyi about it, surely there's no way he'd admit it.
First, we need to find out who's supporting him. Don't worry, I've got a plan. Remember the current affairs and planning stage of the assessment? Since the successful candidate is duty-bound to implement their plan after taking office, their manifesto tells us their stance on key issues. Whoever is secretly helping Zhiyi must be seeking to benefit from his actions after his appointment. So, we should be able to find some hints in Zhiyi's manifesto on who we're dealing with.
You could say that's technically corruption there. And yes, if someone was going to benefit of that, God,
Come on, let's get back to Yenshang Tea House.
sure thing. Let's go. Okay, so it seems that everything about Zhyi is a big fat lie. Ooh. Oh, that's not good. And especially trying to influence the cheesing in order to pick him and try to get as much of an influence or whatever it's trying to do there may lead to some trouble or will lead to trouble more likely. And we can't allow that, so that's why we are here trying to find out what's going to happen now. In the manifesto, of course. But guess we'll have to wait and see. Let's see.
Zhiyi's manifesto covers a huge range of topics. Looking for details that don't add up will be like trying to find a needle in a haystack. I'll divide the reports into 2 piles. You take one, I'll take the other. When we're finished, we'll put our heads together. Officially, the assessment is already over, and I'll be expected to announce the results before long. So we have to get to the bottom of this as quickly as we can.
Yikes! We better hurry!
Whatever else Uncle Tian might think of Zhiyi, the fact remains that he's one of his favorite students. Any evidence he's left is not going to be immediately obvious. We'll have to look carefully and think critically.
That's true. Okay. Check the manifesto carefully. Okay, we have to get this as soon as possible and more.
Even though Yelan took half, this is still a lot to get through.
Tell me about it.
Well, we gotta start somewhere.
Okay, let's see what the options are. Let's see. Rock or roads? Okay, we'll start with rock. Much of Liyue's folklore suggests that Rex Lapis left a great deal of wealth in the mountains of Liyue. However, due to obstacles hindering the excavation operation at the chasm, many projects have been called off. The workers of the Black Cliff Forge have been idle near the Golden House for a long time now. They should be given first refusal if any silver projects arise. Covers mining, tunnels constructions, and ruin explorations. Okay. Let's see. Due to the variety of factors, sea storms have become stronger in recent years. I suggest we set up a special patrol unit to deal with the sea monsters. The fleet should consist of the following. Covers various issues related to the coastal defense. Okay. So it's talking about the chasm and also the excavations, also the sea defenses. I don't know why he's interested in that, but okay. Coastal defense. Okay, and now it's roads. The treacherous terrain around Huwang Stone Forest and Xiyun Peak means the area has weak transport links. The sheer mountain's peaks are connected only by rope bridges. They are dangerous to walk on and wholly unsuited to the transportation of goods. These areas are rich in medicinal herbs and ore deposits. Building a road network around the mountains would be beneficial for everyone. Covers plans to build roads and bridges. Stop reading.
Oh, this reading is giving Paimon a headache.
You think?
Let's take a break.
Oh yeah.
Looks like I'm the first one back, as usual.
Okay.
Oh, hey! It's one of Yelan's little helpers, Shanghua! If you're back, that means you finished investigating
You betcha. I visited all the commerce guilds and gathered a wealth of information. Every time they asked me to leave, but I always had another trick up my sleeve.
Don't drag this out. Just tell us your findings.
Yes, Lady Yelan. To summarize my findings, most people who've had interactions with Qianwei will start out complaining about how proud and arrogant he is, but then go on to give a generally positive appraisal of him. The young master of the Feiyun Commerce Guild said that Qianwei appears arrogant, but he's very scrupulous in the way he works. Once he signs a contract with somebody, he treats them fairly regardless of their background.
Who'd have thought?
Is it possible that his reputation is fake? Is there any way you can check the accounts of the businesses under his name?
In theory, that should be very difficult, but here's the thing. I asked around and found out that almost all of Qianwei's accounts are open to the public. Where he buys from and sells to should be confidential business information, but he doesn't seem interested in protecting it at all. Qianwei often sees business opportunities that others don't, but once he's made enough mora off of it, it's like he gets sick of it and releases all of his trade secrets. It's like he wants people to know that they still can't beat him, even if he shares all of his secrets. The fact that someone like that can still make mora is pretty infuriating when you think about it.
What a strange guy. It's like he's not doing business to make mora, but instead...
To validate his theories. No wonder his manifesto contains so many insights. It's all the result of his first-hand experimentation.
I'm back! Huh? How come you're here?
Why do you think? Obviously, because I possess superior skills and am always one step ahead of the competition. Well, when you're the competition, at least.
You... Ugh, whatever. I'm not getting into an argument with you. If I hadn't had something else to take care of on the way, I would have been back long before you. Lady Yelan, I have finished investigating Mingbois.
Well, we're all ears.
The Ministry of Civil Affairs says that Mingbois struggles to get his words out when he gets nervous, especially when he's chatting with strangers. But after a few days of getting to know him, you can pretty much have a normal conversation with him. On the whole, the feedback from the Ministry of Civil Affairs was very positive. He always considers the things that everyone else overlooks.
In your opinion, was the Ministry of Civil Affairs' appraisal of Mingbois at all exaggerated?
I don't believe so. Mingbois is someone who has slowly but surely earned the reputation he has today. According to Miss Yu, the Ministry often gets Mingbois to take a final look at projects before they're implemented. People feel much more confident in something if it has his stamp of approval. Oh, and also, there was once someone in the ministry who was lying and cheating to try to advance their career. Mingbois gave them the scolding of a lifetime. Apparently, he can be terrifying when he loses his temper. I haven't seen it for myself, though.
Whoa, that's hard to imagine.
Like I said before, things are not always as they appear.
Ah, so that's what you meant by that. I'm starting to get it now.
Thank you both. You're free to go now. So, have you finished reading the manifesto?
We still have a bit left.
I can't see any immediate problems looking at the individual entries. The only one that strikes me as a little unusual is the Chengshu Pool redevelopment plan.
What's that?
Chengshu Pool has always been home to many secrets. Plus, Ajdaha once wrought havoc there, so there are even more secrets buried deep underground. At some point, a rumor began to go around that there is great treasure buried beneath Chengshu Pool. A long time ago, with the approval of the Qixing, a mining team conducted an exploratory excavation there.
So, did they find any treasure?
None. The ruin was completely impenetrable. The only way they could have gotten through the solid rock would have been by blowing it open with a special kind of explosive. The technology wasn't mature enough at that time, so the excavation project was shut down and the treasure became a mere legend. Zhiyi's manifesto focuses on solving problems, and this treasure hunt seems extremely risky. It seems out of step with the rest of his plans. Still, this one fact alone doesn't tell us much. Everyone wants to get their hands on this treasure. The treasure hoarders, the Fatui, even local Liyue factions. Did you find anything?
Excavation, project, treasure? Did we read anything similar in our half of the manifesto?
I think we did the rock chapter.
Oh yeah! Zhiyi said the Blackcliff Forge workers should get right of first refusal if any suitable projects come up.
Did he now? Well, that makes everything much clearer. So Zhiyi wants the Blackcliff Forge to excavate the treasure of Qingshu Pool.
Does that mean the Blackcliff Forge is Zhiyi's secret supporter?
No, not likely. I've looked into the Blackcliff Forge before. They aren't involved with any powerful factions at present. They do possess some specialized explosives, but it would seem more trouble than it's worth to put so many resources into a risky project like this. Still, since the clues are pointing toward the Blackcliff Forge, we should see where they lead. We may well find something new.
Shenwei and Mingbo both turned out to be completely different than what we thought. What about Zhiyi? Is there another side to him too?
I mean, maybe, given the fact that we already know part of his plan. But we still have to get to know what's left of this plan by investigating the Blackcliff Forge in order to like get a better insight of it. But it's weird. Yeah, like why? Who would who and why would like to spend resources on a legend? If it is a legend, and if it turns out to be true, well, cool. But if it isn't, then why? There wouldn't be anything. It would be too risky.
This
The
is the Blackcliff Forge. Let's look around for clues.
okay. Oh, look at that. Ah, great. Breathe. Wordside record. Nothing of note happened today. Nothing of note happened today. Payday. 3 new recruits joined. Can't believe people are willing to join us after the time like this. Oh, a time like this. One of the newcomers is very skilled. He got made the team leader. Nothing of note happened today.
What's this? A diary?
From the back, it looks like a ledger, but it seems they also use it as a site log. We don't know who wrote it, but it's interesting, don't you think? These newcomers, who could have sent them?
You think they're suspicious?
Yes. Look, it says right there, one of them's already been promoted to team leader. At this rate, by the time the Qingshu Pool redevelopment plan is ready to roll, they'll be the technical backbone of the team. That'll give them the chance to take a lot of liberties. They can copy any secret texts or steal any treasure they find underground. Imagine if we didn't suspect anything. By the time Zhiyi recommends the Blackcliff Forge for the excavation project, at most we would maybe do a fresh background check on the place. No red flags if all they did was change some key staff. And even if we decided to vet the staff individually, they'd have had more than enough time by then to come up with fake identities. That's the advantage of planning this far in advance. It was a clever move.
When you put it like that, it all makes sense. If we hadn't found this out, someone else would have stolen the treasure. So, who's really behind all this?
That's a question for the newcomers. But let's start with that worker over there for now.
Okay, so in the end, it seems that there were a few, like, issues here. and that the newcomers are indeed suspicious. And one of them became leader of the team for some reason. Okay, let's ask around. Iron Shoulder.
Excuse us. We want to ask you about the newcomers.
You want them to teach you or something? I gotta say, these newcomers are in tip-top shape. Fast learners, too. They're picking up all the skills unbelievably fast. My only complaint is that they're always going out drinking at night, but they never let us join them. I guess they just need some time to adjust. I'm sure we'll get to know each other over time.
They go out drinking. This area isn't exactly renowned for the nightlife. I'm guessing it's a long trip to the nearest tavern.
You got that right. They tell me they go all the way back to Liyue Harbor to drink at Wanmin Restaurant. It rained after work today, so they actually stuck around at the site for a while. But as soon as the rain stopped, they went out drinking again right away. Hey, you're only young once, right? I say, if they can hack it, let them at it.
Interesting. Let's go talk somewhere else.
Okay, thank you for the information. Yelan takes you to the
Looks like our
quiet.
hunch was on the Mora. These newcomers are very suspicious. Drinking in Liyue Harbor, huh? Some cover story. I'll wager they've been going to intelligence updates. Good thing it rained today. It means they'll leave footprints. I doubt they'd give themselves away that easily, but let's follow them and try our luck.
Oh yeah, it there were footprints. I noticed that like these like weird dots. I really thought that there were footprints, but I didn't pay that much attention
They
to it.
went that way. Hurry, we gotta catch up.
Oh, I mean they are obviously going to leave a harbor, so or does it? Okay, that leads follow here.
These footprints are heading towards Liyue Harbor. Maybe we were wrong about them.
We don't know for sure, but yeah.
Just as I thought. They didn't go to Liyue Harbor. They went that way.
Oh, oh, look at that. Hmm. Wait, where are the footprints going? Okay. Oh, I see. Hmm. Well, yeah, it was weird.
The footprints stop here. But, judging from the direction, I'm guessing their destination was that abandoned house.
I guess it is. Well, it's a house, not a camp, but okay. I don't know why it claims it's a camp. Hmm. Okay. Yes, well, it doesn't seem like a footprint, but okay. Um, these stripes in the dirt, these stripes in the dirt were likely made by a bamboo mat. That means someone slept here. But the bamboo mat is nowhere to be seen. Burn out fire. A fire that burned out. Something was burned here not long ago. Hmm. That's 12-3. Strange traces. Okay. It looks like there are. Okay, it looks like there may have been a fight here, but it's hard to say for certain. This was the work of a professional, but who knows? But who? And last but not least, oh, a pile of leaves. Pile of leaves. You find a fresh fruit pit. Oh, a fresh fruit pit in a pile of leaves. Huh. It seems like someone was here recently, but you can't find any more clues. Okay.
Looks like we were too late. This has gotta be where the newcomers rendezvous with whoever they're working for. But all the evidence has been destroyed. Look at these ashes. Someone was burning documents not long before we arrived.
Could there be anything left? Maybe the wind could have blown the fire out before everything was finished burning.
The odds of that are very slim. It's practically impossible. I've checked. All the paper's been burned. There's only ash left now.
Why don't we wait for them back at the Black Cliff Forge? They've got to go back there sooner or later.
We can't count on that. Clearly they were based here at one point, but it's mysteriously abandoned now. To me, that says that whoever's behind this has moved them somewhere else to throw our investigation off course.
Darn! Guess this is where our trail runs cold.
Make no mistake, the purpose of our trip wasn't to find any solid evidence. We just need to figure out who's behind Zhiyi. I smelled something peculiar the moment I came in. Those newcomers probably thought they'd be safe as long as they burned the letters. But what they failed to consider is that paper and ink from different regions produce different odors when they're burned.
Really? Paimon can't smell anything. Do you smell anything?
I somehow I do smell a very gentle fragrance, but my phone can't smell anything. Oh god.
There is a certain place with a freezing cold climate where there's nothing but ice as far as the eye can see. Some wealthy people there put floral fragrance in their ink as a way of injecting a little romance into their writing. When that fragrant ink is burned, this is the exact odor that it leaves behind.
Again. It's from Sneshnaya, isn't it? The Fatui.
Exactly. The evidence will soon be blown away by the wind, so it's nothing we can arrest anyone with. But it's all I need. Now I know who we're dealing with. I can plan our next move.
Lady Yelan! Oh, thank goodness I finally found you. I thought I'd never see you again.
Who are you?
Don't be alarmed. This is Upei. He's Wenyuan and Shanghua's colleague. I sent him to look into Zhiyi's regular contacts. Since Zhiyi likes fishing, Upei thought he might know some of the fishermen and sailors, so he took a boat out to sea to ask around. I left him a note at Yanshang Tea House telling him to look for me at Black Cliff Forge when he got back. If there'd been an ambush waiting for us there, it means we'd have had some backup. So, what did you find out at sea?
Forgive my incompetence. I'm afraid I've come up empty-handed. I asked all the fishermen multiple times, but none of them had any interactions with Zhiyi before. Then the waves got so choppy I ended up falling overboard. Fortunately, someone managed to drag me out. When I got back, I heard that you'd gone to Black Cliff Forge and might need backup, so I went straight there as fast as I could. Didn't even stop to change my clothes.
Well, Uncle Tian said that Zhiyi once bought a recipe from one of the fishermen. Did you hear anything about that at all?
What? That's news to me. No, that's not possible. It's absolutely not possible. Lady Yelan, I'm telling you, I spoke to every single fisherman out there, and none of them mentioned anything about a recipe.
Interesting. Then I wonder how that even more wonderful fish soup came about.
Fish soup? What fish soup?
Nothing. Our priority right now is to find a way to get our hands on some solid evidence. Well, any suggestions?
I mean, send him someone to tell them it's not the best option. Catch them red-handed when they meet, maybe? I don't know. I'm not good at these things. I just go up in front and that's it.
Not a bad idea. Upei, what do you think?
Honestly, I've already tried following Zhiyi, but the guy's too cautious. Never meets with anyone suspicious.
Okay, so tailing's out.
No, we'll still need to tail him. But first, we need to do some groundwork.
Groundwork?
When you've worked in intelligence for a long time, you'll understand that no one can stay on high alert forever. Especially when he thinks he's about to win. Tomorrow morning, I'll announce his victory at Yuehai Pavilion. Take a guess what you think he'll do next. Be sure to arrive on time. You won't want to miss the show.
I'm sure I don't. I'm sure I won't. Okay, we have to wait until 9 to 11 of the following day. Okay, let's do that quick. Oh, but first off, let's get to Yuehai Pavilion. Just to be sure. Well, obviously, yeah, I guess I will do it at 7, maybe 8. I don't, we'll do it like, but wow. So it seems that no one overseas knows about him, so everything was a big fat lie. Now that we know this, we have to get to the bottom of this. But we still have to announce the victor of the thing. Well, okay. So let's get to yep 8. Yeah. Let's get to Yuehai Pavilion and see what what he will do then after he has been announced as the victor there. But yeah, the fact that someone is, or yeah, that someone became for some reason very popular on land but not in the sea, it is very suspicious. And now that we know about that he may be colliding or is with the Patui, it's even more dangerous than this. So yeah, let's see. Oh, of the following day. Wait. Put of tomorrow? Okay, maybe this will work because it says the following day. Hmm. Okay. Got to Yuehai Pavilion to announce the results. Sure.
It looks like we're all here. Well then, time for me to announce the results of the assessment process. I won't drone on about the importance of the Tianshu role. Suffice to say that Uncle Tian entrusted me with the monumentally important task of assessing the candidates. And now, it falls to me to give him a satisfactory answer.
All of us here know the score. Don't beat around the bush, just get on with it.
Qianwei has many pioneering ideas, but some of his plans are lacking in detail, and he easily gets into testy exchanges with other people. Mingbo is reliable, but not quite ambitious enough, and because of his personality, he struggles to win people over. In contrast, Zhiyi is evenly balanced across the board and enjoys an excellent reputation in Liyue. After much consideration, I have decided to recommend Zhiyi to the Liyue Qixing.
What?
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you. Honestly, I'm a little surprised to hear my name being announced. In my estimation, all 3 of us are worthy candidates for the Tianshu position. As your competitor, I've become keenly aware of your great talents. Would either of you entertain the possibility of working with me in the future and taking on some of my workload?
I'll have to see. I'm in a bad mood. This is the last thing I want to be thinking about right now.
I don't mind, as long as I can help.
Okay, well, that's all from me. Zhiyi, you'll have some preparation to do. It won't be long before you're informed of your official appointment. I hope you will work hard and make Uncle Tian proud.
I will live up to the Tianshu name. On this, you have my word. I should go. I need to pack my things, and then I think a celebratory meal is in order. Would anyone like to join me?
Count me out. I'm not in the mood for a celebration.
Zhiyi seems pretty relaxed now. This would be a good time to follow him.
Hey, traveler, tell me something. What exactly does that guy have that I don't? If you can't answer that, I'm not accepting this result.
I, also wouldn't mind knowing.
Oh no, if we get stuck here, we won't be able to leave.
Follow
Okay.
him.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, thank you, thank you. Well, that's good to know. And persuading.
We finally got rid of them.
Lady Yelan, Zhyi has gone towards Feiyun Slope.
Follow him, quickly.
So Zhiyi really sided with the Fatui? But Uncle Tian thinks so highly of him. Why would he do this?
Difficult to say, but everything should become a lot clearer when we find him.
Actually, what do you mean, Paimon? It's supposed to be that the fact that it is. We already know what's going on, so well, mostly. So it shouldn't be too much of a surprise, really. Oh. Okay.
I'm sorry, Lady Yelan. We lost him. He's too good at this. We weren't able to keep following him without being seen.
How the heck did he manage to shake Yelan's subordinates? I guess Zhiyi didn't let his guard down. Still as vigilant as ever.
No, Upe says he's much more relaxed than usual. Maybe it's just how he's wired. Perceptive enough to sense when he's being watched.
But how?
Don't blame yourselves. Let's not forget he was trained by Uncle Tian himself. Evading detection is not an unusual skill for him to have. If I'd asked you to tail Uncle Tian, you'd have ended up at a dead end too. It's fine. So, where did you lose him?
Shinyue Kiosk. He only went in briefly. Upe and I were watching outside the whole time. A few moments later, a man dressed in a completely different outfit came out. Upe had a feeling that it was him, but we couldn't get close enough to check without blowing our cover. I figured that if we spooked him, it would undo what we've accomplished today so far. Another option would have been to arrest him there and then, but without any evidence, that would have been meaningless. So I stopped Upe, and I stayed here to wait for you while that meathead went to ask around in Shinyue Kiosk.
Good work. The fish didn't take the bait, but that's okay. As long as he's still swimming around, we'll find a way to catch him eventually. The key is figuring out what he's trying to achieve. Let's go to Shinyue Kiosk.
That was a great analogy there, Yelan. Alright, but moving on. Let's check what in the kiosk has to say. But Whoopi got in. Why hasn't he said anything? Or come out and say anything? Or is he still asking around? But now, I mean, not bad. This is not that bad. This is not bad. But I wish there was more. There have been no fight, no nothing. It's just been poor trail events.
Could you explain to me how that works? A guy like him comes in, changes his whole outfit right under your nose, and you don't even ask him about it?
Our customers are free to dress however they please. What grounds would I have to question him?
Okay, fair enough, but didn't you think it was just a little bit strange?
Well, maybe I did, but it still doesn't give me the right to stop him.
Enough. Let's tone this down a little. I'll make this quick. Just one question. What did he buy while he was here?
Oh, he didn't buy anything. He just picked up a bottle of liquor that he ordered ages ago.
A bottle of liquor?
Yes, a very strong kind. Fiery, with a rich flavor. Not something the average customer would order. This gentleman ordered it in person from us a long time ago. He was only here today to pick it up.
Liquor and wineware. I see. Let's go.
Where to?
Shigu Antiques.
Huh. Okay. Alright, so now we know that this guy bought some liquor. And a very strong one. But what does that have to do with this? I mean, the place. I should praise on that. The place. What does that have to do with where he may going then? And yeah, I thought it was going to be more interesting, but I guess it's like some sort of like underwhelming. I mean, it's not boring because if it was boring, I would stop and maybe play it another day. But no, I mean, it's underwhelming that this is just the thing that is going on. Oh, oh what? Oh, those are Inazuma people. What are they doing here? Okay, Link Black.
Hey, Miss Linlong. Sorry to bother you. Zhiyi ordered a wineware set from you not long ago, right? We're friends of his. He's been telling us how impressed he is with the quality, considering how affordable it was. So we just had to come and take a look for ourselves.
Sure. Which model are you looking for?
We don't really know a whole lot about wineware. Let's just go with Zhiyi's choice. Would you be able to show us the one he bought?
Zhiyi picked up his set not long ago. As a quality imitation of an antique wineware set, it has the look and feel of a luxury item. Just so you're aware, we don't have many of this model left in stock, and now that Mr. Zhiyi has taken one, I'm afraid it may encourage the price to go up a little.
Don't worry, price shouldn't be an issue. I'm sure we can work something out. But I'm just a little hazy on one thing. Did Zhiyi's wineware set include wine glasses, or...?
For this set, the wine glasses are sold separately. Minimum purchase is 1 glass, maximum is 4. Mr. Zhiyi bought 2.
Okay. Thanks, Linlong. Seems there's a little more to buying wineware than I first thought. We'll have to mull it over.
Well, don't take too long. We could sell out any day now. All right, see you next time.
This is turning into a real headache.
I'd just like to point out that we have the self-professed Grand Master of Fieldwork here to thank for being wholly incapable of tailing an ordinary civilian without being seen.
It's not like you did any better.
My specialty is information trading, okay? I don't have the physical agility. What's your excuse?
Fair point.
Yelan, so has the plan failed? Oh, if we can't figure out where Zhiyi went, there's not much we can do. But why was he buying liquor at Shinue Kiosk anyway? To celebrate?
If so, it's no ordinary celebration.
What do you mean?
First of all, Zhiyi isn't much of a drinker. On some level, he hates alcohol because of what it did to his father. If he was just looking to celebrate by himself, he wouldn't spend his meager savings on an expensive bottle of alcohol, let alone buy a pair of special wine glasses.
That's true. If something did bad to someone that you are very fond, you wouldn't use that thing to celebrate, even if it is a great occasion. You would try to celebrate with something else. So it is very suspicious that that is the thing that he's celebrating with. And also, yeah, if you don't want to, why would you spend a lot of money, more in this case, to buy a special, a very expensive bottle of alcohol and also special wine glasses? Oof. Okay.
Now, this is a victory feast, held in honor of Zhiyi's private sponsor. Whoever this person is clearly enjoys hard liquor and has a very high status, hence the need for expensive-looking wineware.
Oh yeah, and those people that are coming through don't listen to our conversation here. Oh,
Now, where might we find Fatui who match that description, I wonder?
Fatui officials. Should be either the Snezhnayan Embassy or the Northland Bank.
Have both locations surrounded. Take as many people as you need.
Lady Yelan, is it time for us to make our move? If so, you can count me in.
Get with the program, would you? This is a covert surveillance operation. Zhiyi may be vigilant, but that doesn't mean the same is true for his drinking buddy. In which case, we don't need to change tactics. Just change who we're following.
Great idea! So we just need to find out who Zhiyi bought that liquor for and follow them instead!
But Lady Yelan, if we get caught, this could become a major diplomatic incident.
I'm well aware, but don't you see? Zhiyi is gambling everything on this. If we really want to catch him, we're going to have to accept a little risk ourselves. Stick to your orders, and make sure we're covering all other bases too. Anywhere else Zhiyi might be going. I want eyes on those locations.
Yes, ma'am.
Don't worry, Lady Yelan. Zhiyi may be a slippery character, but we'll keep a close watch on the movements of all Fatui officials.
I'll be waiting for you at the tea house. If I'm guessing correctly, Fatui officials are likely to take action at night. You should go and get ready. Then meet me at Yenshang Tea House.
but I am already ready. And it's already night, so yeah, let's go. As sketching will say. Let's go. Time's against us. The frames. Okay, there we go. We are ready.
Perfect timing. Wenyuan just sent word that the Fatui ambassador, Yusupov, just left the embassy alone. He's heading in the direction of Qingshu Pool.
Qingshu Pool? That's the place Zhiri mentioned in his manifesto!
It looks like that's where they've arranged to meet. Sensible choice, I'll give them that. Qingshu Pool is always crawling with monsters. Most people wouldn't dream of going there. It's one place they won't need to worry about being seen.
Oh no, we gotta go get them!
Let's go. If my hunch is correct, we just might hit the jackpot this time.
Okay. Well then, so we are going to go after them in Shinjuku. And yes, it is a risky place to like meet. But okay. And again the Fatui. Seriously? Couldn't have been like any other like place, not the Fatui. I'm getting sick and tired of this. That the Fatui is being involved in everything. I mean, they are the rival faction besides the treasure hoarders. But it's still not likely. Let me guess, is it going to be like another one of those domain events thingies? Because if so, well, it doesn't matter too much, but I think it's okay. Because we haven't had some sort of fight with the sword. Oh, it's still too far. Okay, so I will teleport there most likely. Yeah. The net. 14 books. Yeah, look at that.
This is Qingshu Pool, full of ruins, crawling with monsters. Anyone with any sense steers well clear of this place.
I bet they are.
I've looked into the place before. There's a worker's entrance somewhere around here. Follow me.
Oh. Oh, so it is a domain. Ah, that sure didn't get me.
There's been some work done on this place in the past, but it's a bit of a labyrinth inside. I can't guarantee we'll be safe once we're underground. The workers left an emergency access route. If we can find it, this will be a much easier journey. Still, be ready to fight at any moment. Any resistance needs to be taken out quickly and quietly. We don't want to attract too much attention.
Don't worry, we're all professionals here.
I mean, I already fight so many monsters and
By the way,
whatnot.
Yelan, where are your 3 little helpers at?
They have other things to take care of first. We couldn't afford to wait for them, but they'll join us later.
Okay. So we'll enter this room. Why do I need heal? Now it's giving me a little, a little bit of that, like. I guess I would change this up for someone else then. I don't know. I don't know who should I change to. I guess Shang Li could be the best, the optimal choice because he has a shield and he will be able to give me protection while I'm in there. Wait. Let's put Yelan third, then Shang Li.
A walk would be nice.
And Yelan will be our fifth character. Okay, we're in. Oh, but the physical. The physical damage too. Well, anyways. Okay. Some monsters here. Oh, I did get hurt by that. Why? It was too high or something. I don't know. But why did that hurt me? Why? Oh, not you. There you go. Oh, she has the two of you.
Quietly now.
Yeah. So she must be like C1 or
As
something.
I expected, but this shouldn't be too much trouble.
This won't give me anything. I just know it. Yep. Well, if we were talking about primals, I mean. Oh.
You guys see that? That's gotta be the Fatui ambassador here to meet Zhiyi. Looks like he went through that door. That must be the emergency access route, right? Come on, let's hurry.
Hold your horses, Simon.
Take it easy.
Huh. What the? Investigate?
This is the construction workers' emergency access route, but it's closed tight. Trying to break through would be risky. Let's see if we can find another way.
Oh. Oh, look at that. What? What's that thing?
Take it easy. Quietly now.
Stabilize.
Crush.
Beg for mercy.
Ah, one down.
Gotcha.
Ah. Okay. Now this. An exquisite chest. Cool. Oh, okay. I thought it wouldn't give me anything. It's still too. I hate that. Okay, sure.
Down. Hey, look! Is that another way through?
Seems like it. Okay, let's keep our investigation through the cave. Ooh, okay, so I thought that was that if that was a dead end. Thank goodness, listen. Oh, power and carriage. Lift me off. Oh, where are you going? Oh, it reached there. Okay. Now let's see. Now what? It still looks the same. Oh no, it's different. I'm sorry. I thought it was the same, but it wasn't.
More speed.
Solidify.
Windblade.
Ah, okay. So we are here. What's this? Ooh, moving though. Yeah, this is not. Neither Inazuma nor. Oh my god. Nor Sumaru. At least in Sumaru and Inazuma, they give me like 1 fight from each chest. Come on, two.
Gather.
Quietly now.
Ah, she said quiet now. I didn't understood what she said. What she said, but now she said quietly now.
Gotcha.
And got. Oh, come on! You should have at least giving me the opportunity to do that to you. Okay, you're out. So we'll move this one first. Oh. No, there's no way to move. Okay. We'll move that one first. There's nothing there. So, keep moving. No, still no. Now what? Oh yeah, that can move. Thank goodness. Ooh, chest. Okay. And it's here. Okay. Now we have to open again. Ooh, another chest. Thank you so much. Wait. Oh. Push this. Oh, I see, I see. Oh, it was for that. Okay, it seems that we are out. Now we have to do this one. 1 and 2. Got it. Ooh, a pool, I see. Oh, getting lit. Ow.
The water's flowed into the groove, and now the statues have lit up. Okay, now we should be able to move the statues.
Oh, so we have to move them. Let's push this. I guess that makes sense. We'll move this one. And we'll move this one, I think. At least this is less difficult than the other one was. There was one, I can't remember in which one, but there was one that was awful. Okay, we'll move this one then. Ugh. Push. Oh no, it is. My bad. Get there. Yes! Yes, open sesame. Haha.
We should be nearly at the bottom now. Let's wrap this up.
Sure. Uh-oh. He was just chilling. Why?
Rack and ruin!
Stabilize!
Oh, he has yo. Is I don't know what it's
Beg for mercy.
like lowering the. Is it the resistance for you or something?
Gather!
Because yeah, it does that when I do that move.
Crush!
Wait, I need to check that Yelan. Okay, 36 health. She has Aqua Simulacra. Good. Why do they give her this? Okay, like 14,000 health. Oh, okay, I see. And we are almost done. We are there. We're close. Can feel it. Yep, there they are.
I can tell from the aroma that this is very fine liquor indeed. I'm impressed. Come on, bottoms up. After you, of course.
Sorry, that went down the wrong way. I've never drunk anything this strong before. It'll take me some getting used to.
You'll get there. If you want to stay friends with us, you have to drink with us.
I'll do my best.
You're more of a lightweight than I thought. Already struggling after one glass? I thought you were made of sterner stuff. You certainly kept it together when you were poisoning your teacher's soup. Come on, another round. Less talking, more drinking.
Sure. You didn't leave me much of a choice, though, did you? Just the mention of poisoning sends shivers down my spine. I'm more timid than you realize. Every time I poisoned him, I had to hide away at home for a few days because I was so scared of getting caught.
Look, I know it has not been easy for you, my friend. We appreciate all your hard work. But, I have to say, you really are quite a genius at poisoning people. I mean, the poison we brought from Snezhnaya is as strong as this wine, but you found a way to turn it into an imperceptible, slow-acting poison, and came up with the idea of delivering it through fish soup. What was it you said? Oh, yeah. You said the soup's fishy flavor neutralizes the pungency of the poison, and this process even makes the soup tastier as a result. How did you think of that?
It struck me one day when I was fishing. I'm lucky it did. Otherwise, I'm not sure I would have been able to fool Uncle Tien.
You have performed excellently. The Fatui will continue to provide the support you need to consolidate your position as Tien Shu. Of course, this is as long as you continue to do as we instruct. Aside from Qingshu Pool, we also have some other requests for you, which we will inform you of in due course.
Don't worry. Whatever tasks you have for me, I will perform them diligently.
Did you hear that? It was poison! That's why Uncle Tien hasn't been feeling well recently. It's all Zhiyi's doing. What a nasty guy! Seize him!
Hold on. Did you bring a camera? If not, you can use mine. This is quite a scene. We have to capture it for posterity.
I always have a camera, so you take a picture of Shinji drinking with you spot.
Excellent liquor. We've seen no progress on the diplomatic front, and everyone has been eyeing up the treasure of Qingshu Pool. It's been a real headache for me. But soon, everything will be taken care of, and I can report back on a successful mission. Thank you, Zhiyi. I remember when I first saw you. I knew right away that you would make a good partner for us. Hey, do you still remember what I said to you?
How could I forget? You said a lowly commoner like me could never be seen as a serious candidate for the Tianshu, no matter how hard I work. The only way is for you to shine bright in the Tianshu's darkest moment. I think you were absolutely right.
Yes. Under normal circumstances, the gap between you and other people could only ever grow wider over time. Just look at your two competitors. Qianwei had wealth. Mingbo had reputation. But you had nothing. You were just another nobody. And that's why I decided to help you. You know, there's an old saying in the Fatui. Give a starving dog a bone, and it'll guard your home for the rest of its life.
Yes. I cannot thank you enough for your generous support.
You know, the best thing about you is that you do as you're told without complaining. Hey, keep up the good work, and I can assure you, you'll never have to worry about Mora again. Heck, when you're not in the company of the Fatui, you'll be able to throw your weight around as much as you want. How about that?
Uncle Gao said that Zhiyi has low self-esteem. Seems he was right. He was worried that whatever advantage he might have now will diminish over time, so the Fatui persuaded him that he should act while he can. Do you have any more film in the camera?
Oh, I have plenty, you know.
Then get ready to use it. Tonight's grand finale should be coming up any minute now. How well this goes for us depends on how Zhiyi plays his hand.
Ooh, is there any more alcohol? Go on. Fill me up. I'm in a good mood today, and I'm gonna drink my fill. Make sure to get me home safely afterward.
There's only a little left. Here, I'll fill your glass. If you like it, I can bring you some more next time.
Whoa, this is the good stuff. It is great. Huh? What the? Zhiyi, you poisoned my wine? But when?
You seem surprised, Mr. Yusupov.
How could you?
How could I not? I've sacrificed years of my life studying and reflecting to prepare myself for this position. And in the end, I even had to poison my own teacher.
Teachers. He poisoned two of them, as a matter of fact.
You really think I'd put myself through all that just to become your little puppet? I don't want to bow down to anyone ever again. And that includes you.
You imbecile. It's the Fatui who got you to where you are. Do you understand? If I disappear with no explanation, the embassy will come after you. They'll get to the bottom of this. Mark my words.
Do you see the haystack in the corner? Underneath it is a pile of explosives. And next door in the dark room are the 3 undercover agents you sent to infiltrate the Black Cliff Forge. I'm gonna stay here till I see you slip into unconsciousness. Then I'm gonna set this on fire. Once the flames burn through the hay, they'll ignite the explosives, the ruins will collapse, and everything will be buried.
What do you hope to?
I took the liberty of leaving some evidence of your contact with the undercover agents at the Black Cliff Forge. It won't take long for people to join the dots. 2 missing person cases will become one as the truth gradually reveals itself. The Fatui planted undercover agents in the Black Cliff Forge to steal their signature ruin-grade explosives. Their plan was to blow through the solid floor tiles in the dead of night and seize the treasure of Qingshu Pool. But things didn't quite go to plan. Mistakes were made that led to the accidental deaths of the entire crew. Faced with the overwhelming evidence, the embassy won't investigate this any further. In fact, they'll be only too happy to blame it all on a rogue operation by you. It explains why you acted alone, while exonerating the rest of the embassy of any liability. Of course, none of that will have anything to do with me. When all of this comes to my attention, I'm afraid I'll have no choice but to cancel the Qingshu Pool redevelopment plan immediately. I guess then, I'll be Tianshu in my own right, with a clean record and well out of the Fatui's reach.
Zhiyi, do you really think you're gonna get away with this? The Fatui has a record of everything. That includes the poison, all interactions between us, even my trip here tonight. After I die, they'll come looking, and they'll get to the bottom of this.
A record? Oh, you must mean the one in the hands of your second-in-command, Theophan?
How do you know about that?
Because when you contacted me, I also made contact with your associates. I have Theophan to thank for providing me with the poison I used on you today. He'll help me tie up all the loose ends. After all, your untimely demise comes with a few perks for him. He has been eyeing your position for a long time now.
That traitor! Zhyi, you...
Shh. Relax. It's over. After tonight, everyone gets what they want. And anyone else in the know is either my accomplice or about to be taken out of the picture. Sweet dreams, Mr. Yusupov.
Well, isn't this a dire situation now? Oh, Zhiyi, you're
I
in
did
much
a little
trouble.
surveying on the way here and found that you'd left yourself 3 escape routes in case things went south. I have them all surrounded. If you're thinking of trying anything, save yourself the effort. The game's up. We were here the whole time and have pictures of everything. They came out pretty nicely. Want to see them?
The game's up? Forgive me, I'm not quite sure what you're referring to, Miss Yelan. I happened to discover a Fatui operation here, so I approached them on the pretext of joining forces and eventually brought them down from within. If it pleases you, Miss Yelan, I'd be only too happy to have you join me in investigating this matter.
This is how you want to play it, huh? Fine. You do you. All we need to do to convict you is establish that the poison in his system is the same as in Uncle Tien's. Nothing else you wanted to add? Let's leave it there then. Time to go.
One wrong move and it all comes crashing down. I should have been more careful. You followed him here, didn't you? I was so focused on keeping myself out of sight, I forgot he was a potential liability. Let's talk about this, Yelan. I gave you my word that I would live up to the Tianshu name, and that much I can still guarantee.
Your point being?
When I take office, I can guarantee that I will act in your best interests. In fact, all of you here tonight can expect very generous treatment in the future. I don't deny that I used underhanded methods to get here. But given my lowly origins, what other choice did I have?
You still don't get it, do you? Even now. What do you think?
Well, I say lock him up. What will Uncle Tian think? Uncle Tian has always trusted you. And look what you did.
Exactly. Zhiyi, clever people can always come up with a good excuse. But while you might be able to get other people to believe you, you'll never be able to deceive yourself. There's nothing wrong with wanting to win other people's respect, but when has Uncle Tian ever looked down on you? He was like a teacher and a father to you, but you chose to repay that by poisoning him. Whatever positive goal you may have started out with, you threw it away in that moment.
That's enough.
Of course. What makes this even crueler is that you managed to convince yourself there was no other way. Uncle Tian was always going to give you this opportunity, even if you'd done nothing at all. Out of everyone in the world, he is the one who trusts you the most. So much that he drank your fish soup without doubting you, not for 1 second.
That's enough! That's enough.
Life is like fishing. It cannot be rushed. Whatever you do, impatience will accomplish nothing. I was just like you once, desperate to prove myself. Only later did I realize things do not always turn out the way you plan, but you have to keep calm to carry on. You're still young. Be patient, believe in yourself, and don't look outside yourself to prove your value. Where's Zhiyi these days? It's been a long time since he last paid me a visit.
Maybe he's just busy.
Well, next time, if he doesn't bring a pot of piping hot fish soup, don't let him in.
Whatever you were thinking about, you'll have plenty of time to mull it over in prison. Oh, I almost forgot. If the Fatui find out what happened today, prison might not turn out to be the safest place for you. Trying to have friends on both sides, it has a way of turning everyone against you. But right now, I have an opportunity for you.
Huh?
Sorry, things are about to get extremely busy for me. Let's meet at Yenshang Tea House tomorrow morning. I'll have someone remove the explosives. Then, there's someone I have to go and see.
Need our help with that?
No, it could be dangerous. You should leave this one to the professionals.
You could say that. Okay, be careful.
Don't worry. As long as they're willing to cooperate, this will be a straightforward deal.
I
Get
see.
some rest. See you tomorrow.
Wow. That. Okay, that was unsettling at some point. Like, how everything that just happened. Ooh. Oh boy. How the way that Zhiyi looked at Uncle Tian and everything. It was. Well, anyway, I will end this part of the video here. Thank you so much for watching. Please leave a like and comment down below. Oh, this was a long episode. Huh? What did you think overall in the episode? Did you always suspect that Hyujin was going to be like part of the Patrui plan? That he was going to do this? Like he was going to be to betray the people that helped him, and also that who would have thought that he would come up with that in order to become a Tianshuan, to poison his own master, not once but the second one too, in order to make another approach too. So again, thank you so much for watching. Please consider to subscribe to this channel so you don't miss on anything that I could upload in the future about these games or other games. And as always, I will see you in the next video. Bye!